Good morning, ladies. My name is Chris Golden. It is May 28th, 2020. We are near the end of the month of our video series on devotion shared by the ladies of Washington Street Church of Christ. And wow, what a blessing it has been to listen to all these ladies who have shared before, from the older generation to the younger generation and in between. And I don't know about you, but I've definitely been uplifted this month. I'm going to come to you today to share about faith. And if you ask any Christian, faith is difficult. It is one thing because it is something that we have to give up, that we have to not have in our control. Because in Hebrews 11:1, it says, faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So we have to have, that's something that we have to have hope in God that He is going to, that He is going to do things for us if He sees that it's for our best. I'm going to share just really quickly a faith story, something that was in a faith journey for me. Several years ago, we've been married. Ken and I have been married about 24 years now. And it had always been my hope when I got married that I would have children right away. I always wanted to be a young mom. I always wanted to be a mom in my 20s. However, we started trying, and for several years, it was 7.5 years, before we found out that we were expecting our first child. And we went through lots and lots of procedures, and I went through 2 surgeries, and just the heartbreaks every month of finding out that I was not pregnant was difficult. But that was a time when the Lord really worked on me to develop much more faith and trust in Him. And there were a couple of verses that Ken would share with me often during heartbreak, because he was really the strong one in our family. And he was always the one to just fix our eyes back on Jesus, and to really help guide me in knowing that He is in control. So here's a couple of verses to share with you. And our hens are hanging out with us this morning too. They're girls, so that's good. Anyway, the first verse is Matthew 17:20. It said, He replied, because you have so little faith. Truly, I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. This is Jesus talking to his people, and saying that if you just even give me a slight, excuse me, Pippin. Now the dog is joining. Saying that if you just even give me just a little bit of faith, I can work so much with that. So that's such a great promise. And then Jesus said to His disciples, have faith in God. I tell you the truth. You can say to this mountain, may you be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will happen. But you must really believe it will happen and have no doubt in your heart. I tell you, you can pray for anything, and if you believe that you've received it, it will be yours. So just have that faith. Excuse me, Pippin. Okay, real life here in the country. Anyway, so He's just saying, have faith and have no doubt. And I had to be reminded of that often, and I'm sure all of us have had to be reminded that you think about Peter. Jesus was out there walking on the water, and Peter had seen all these miracles that Jesus has done, but he asked Peter to come out and trust Him. And Peter starts to, right? We all sometimes will start, but then we're like, oh, no, this is too difficult, or this isn't going to happen. And then we start to sink. And so Jesus is just saying, keep the faith, don't doubt, keep the faith, and know that I am in control of all the situation. I know what's best for you, and I love you, and that I'm able to accomplish what I need to accomplish in this role, and through you, that I am going to protect you, and that I'm going to provide for you. So he has all those promises in his word, so many verses, and I have so many written down here, but it will make the video long. So if you need them, I can email them to you. Just let me know. Okay. But anyway, but as we look back, there's so many people that have taught us their faith journeys too. We look back at Joseph. You remember Joseph? He was living a pretty good life, and his father really cherished him. He was his father's favorite in a sense, and then he gets thrown in the pit, and he spends years in prison, but he continues to have the faith, and then he is risen up to second in command. And we have Noah, who continues building an ark. He doesn't know exactly why. He's just told that he's got to build this ark, and it is years and years and years down the line before he sees what happens with that. Abraham, who's called out of his own country and to move somewhere else, and so that he can have the inheritance. That people will have the inheritance from him. That he will have generations and generations. And Moses, his mother, who leaves him in the river, hoping that he's going to be cared for, and he is, isn't he? I mean, the things that he has done for faith for all of us these days. Hannah, who had faith in God that he would provide a son for her, and then she gives him up, and the things that he does as a prophet later on. So anyway, so we have several things in history that teach us about faith too, and so often look back onto your faith journey as I do, and just remember those times that God has been faithful. We still look back to on the things that He's done in Ken's walking journey, and we really never thought he would ever stand or walk, like he's been able to do some these days. But it took a lot of faith to even step out on that. But so just those every time, just take hold of those times that God has shown Himself when you're doubting and when you're lacking in faith, and look just back at those and remember that God is there and He's going to pull you through all of those things, because for we know with God nothing is impossible. Ladies, I sure hope that you have a wonderful day today, and the Lord's blessings on you.